Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Silver. Our guest today is Mark Yaxley. He is the managing director at Strategic Wealth Preservation. Mark, how's it going?
Hey, Ivan, always good to see you. Doing well, thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's great to see you as well. And I wanted to bring you back on to talk about everything that's happening in gold and silver. There's lots of excitement, especially on the gold side. People are watching it. It ran up, and then what's your ideal take on it? Where do you see gold heading at this very moment?
Yeah, it's been a wild week, Ivan. At about this time last week, gold was significantly higher. We hit the all-time high. I think it was Sunday overnight when the Asian markets opened. We were up at 2140 almost. Everybody's getting really excited. And by the time the trading session in North America closed on Monday, we were actually down on the day. And here we are at the end of the week. Gold is sitting at about $2,000 an ounce. So yeah, everybody is kind of standing around and scratching their heads as to what's going on with gold. I think it's completely normal. This is a period of consolidation. This is very typical whenever you have a strong bull run for gold or silver. You're
Right.
going to get a consolidation period that follows that. Maybe a little bit surprised by the amount that we've come back, but completely healthy. And I think that this floor at $2,000 gold and 23.50, $24 silver is pretty much where the floor is being set right now, which should give us a nice cushion or starting point for the next rally.
And where do you see, a lot of people, there's a lot of chitter chatter about, the Fed is about to make their pause, and that's what precious metals has been waiting for, with the job numbers that just came in today as we're recording this. What do you see is moving forward for silver and gold once the Fed either pauses or goes lower? What's your ideal take to happen?
Yeah, I think ideally for gold and silver investors, we're hoping that the Fed starts to cut sooner than later. The
Right.
longer that the Fed either pauses or maintains its current rates, that's not a great trend for gold. We're probably going to see some sideways trading or maybe even slightly downwards trading for the gold and silver prices if the Fed has like a prolonged higher for longer strategy that they implement. So best case scenario for gold and silver investors is that we start to see rate cuts as early as Q1. I think
Hmm.
maybe that's a little bit optimistic based on Chairman Powell's latest comments. But again, we'll see as things progress. But I think optimal outcome for gold and silver investors is we see some rate cuts sooner than later.
And Mark, do you believe that all the geopolitical tensions and the two wars that have been breaking out, one Middle East and obviously everything that's happened with Ukraine and Russia, as that continues into 2024 and possibly even longer, how do you see that affecting precious metals? Do you think people around the world are starting to have less faith in their fiat currency and starting to have more faith in something like hard assets?
Yeah, it's a good question. First of all, it's important to note that the only reason that we are at the levels that we're at right now, 2000 gold and $24 silver, let's call it, is because there's major conflicts
Right.
amongst other geopolitical risk issues right now. That's really what is creating the floor for these prices is central bank buying. And central banks are buying at record rates because they sense there's a lot of risk geopolitically speaking. So you have the two
Right.
major conflicts, you have tensions between the United States and China. You've got the BRICS strengthening, it seems, and kind of a push towards de-dollarization. And then you have the US elections coming up in about a year's time. And that's, really the wild card right now. Is it Trump 2.0? So I think all of this geopolitical risk or uncertainty is really what's giving us the floor. So if we see a continuation of the conflicts, if we see escalations in the US-China tensions, if we see, Trump more than likely getting elected next year, I think that could add fuel to the fire. To answer the second part of your question, are more people moving towards hard assets, and losing faith in fiat currency? Certainly the people that you and I speak to, I think that there are, a healthy number of those gold and silver investors or people that are
Absolutely.
investing in crypto or whatever, alternative or hard assets that they've chosen to invest. I think there's a healthy number of them. Are they growing at a rapid pace versus the rest of the population that kind of exists in a world that they only really know and trust fiat dollars? I don't think that there's not like a tremendous sense that that's happening right now.
What would be the
Um,
flip? Do you think like if the currency crashed next week for Canadians and Americans and they
oh,
can't even get food, would you think that would be the flip in their brain that would be like, okay, this is then everyone would be talking about hard assets. Do you think
yeah,
that
I
would be
mean,
the moment? Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't take that much. I mean, that's a very extreme scenario, and obviously, if that were to happen, everyone would wish they had gold and silver, which means everyone will rush to the door at the same time, which means
Yeah.
not only is the price going to go sky high, but nobody's going to have any to buy. There's just not going to be enough supply in the market. The refineries and the producers cannot feed that amount of people. I think we've talked about this before, Ivan.
Yeah,
Only
we
about
have.
3% or less of the general population own physical metal. So imagine you doubled that, tripled that. It does,
Oh
the
yeah,
math
if it,
doesn't.
if it even if it went up like a few percentages, like 2, 3, 4% on the global scale, that would be enough to be crazy, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have done a great job over the years of kind of promoting, that sense of community and getting more people to invest in silver in particular, which is wonderful. And yeah, look, if you're talking about wholesale volumes right now, if we're talking about like how often is the phone ringing at SWP and at other dealerships, it's
Mhm.
a healthy amount of business. So there is
That's
demand
good.
for physical metals right now. But again, yeah, I don't think the shit has hit the fan enough for the average person to really take notice right
Now those gold bars behind you, can you just take one and walk out?
now.
At strategic wealth preservation, what do you guys exactly do, and how do you provide services to people? Like that gold behind you, is that an actual client's gold stack?
Yeah, so that gold behind me actually belongs. There's 4 individual clients that this gold belongs
That's
to.
incredible.
To answer your question, no, I can pick it up, but I certainly can't walk out of the
Yeah.
facility. But what we do for our clients is we sell precious metals, so we're a retailer of precious metals. We also buy back precious metals, so we make what we call a two-way liquid market for our clients. They can buy from us, they can sell to us later. And also we store it in one of 10 facilities. This one is the Cayman Islands facility. It's our flagship vault. And then we offer 9 other locations, including 2 in Canada and 4 in the US, as well as
So if I
Zurich and
was
Sydney.
from the US, I can order from Strategic Wealth Preservation, get some silver and gold, no problem.
Oh yeah, we also drop
Nice.
ship to US addresses and Canadian addresses. So
Nice.
yeah, just like you would order from any online retailer, you can order from us as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, there is a link below for anyone who wants to take advantage, or if you're looking for some specials, there's a link below in the YouTube description. And Mark, it's such a huge pleasure having you come on to talk about everything that's going on in the silver and gold market. Do you guys do other stuff like palladium, copper, or anything like that?
Yeah, we only do precious metals, so we also
Okay.
do platinum,
Oh,
palladium, and
nice.
even rhodium. If you're,
Oh, no way.
if you're into it,
I can get a bar of rhodium then.
you can get a bar of rhodium. We don't do any base metals. Other things that we do is we do store cryptocurrency devices. So we do what we call cold storage.
Okay, cool.
Basically, in the same vaulting facility where we store all those precious metals, we also can store cryptocurrency devices for
Oh,
people
that's
as well.
interesting. Oh, that's super
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Well,
There's been quite a bit of demand, as you can imagine, the last
yeah,
couple of
yeah.
weeks.
That's yeah, I never even knew that. That's super interesting. Well, Mark, it's such a huge pleasure having you on. And of course, we're going to be watching Powell and what's happening in the silver and gold markets really close. But yeah, huge pleasure for you to come down.
Hey, Ivan, always a pleasure. Anytime.